Well, today we're going to be installing a Curt manufacturing Class 3 receiver. We're going on a trip to get a motor for our project truck that motor is done with. So with that, we're going to be getting or installing hitch number 13156 for a QX4 2001 Infiniti. So anyway, with the Nissan, we do have a very sensitive electronic system. So we do have this towing controller, which is pretty much hooking into the Nissan factory wiring, coming out with a 4-pin connector. This is also done by Curt Manufacturing, number 55361. So it is a complete kit for this vehicle. So without any further ado, let's get this Infiniti on. Stay tuned. Okay, so being that this $41,000 Nissan did not come with a towing hitch, you're going to have to undo those bolts to get started. Now, we're going to take this tire down just to give us a little bit more room, but I'm sure you could probably do this with the tire in place. So we're going to start with the disassembly. I'm going to get those off first. I'm going to hit them with a little WD-40 just to make this job a little easier. Alright, now we're down, tires out of the way, now we'll get those bolts out. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this off. Push in, and it should come right out. And then we'll get that whole system out. Whoa! Wiggle method works every time. Alright, now here's the fun part. Something's attached to this. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and push this in and leave this attached to the vehicle and disassemble this bracket. Here we go. So again, we're going to be using our WD-40 rust release penetrant spray. Put them on here, wait a couple minutes. Alright, so take this one out. Yeah, see all that? That's what you're fighting right there. Might be a Loctite. Alright, let's remove our other side bracket. I'm going to take this one out and leave this last one in and see if this thing will swing on me. I'm not new to Nissan, but I am new to the QX4. And I made an extra point not to lose any pieces. I'm going to check and see how much room we got. But it should give me enough clearance to get in there, get my hands in there, get my torque wrench in there so we can get our 86 foot-pounds that is required on putting a hitch on one of these SUVs. So in our kit comes grade, I want to say it's either 5 or 8. We have 10.93 DF, so it's grade, I know it's at least a grade 5, but it looks like to me grade 8. I'll find out and I'll put it on the screen now. Alright, so I'm going to use a blue Loctite that's not so aggressive, so if this does have to come off for any reason, they don't have to run fire on it. So this one's cool stuff because it's kind of a gel and it takes a few minutes to set. Okay, go ahead and push your up in. So now, go ahead and start with this one first. I don't have it up high enough, so take it out, run it up. There we go. We got a ways to go yet. Now I'm going to put one in without Loctite for now, until I get this thing set. Getting the first bolt started can be interesting sometimes. Oh, that was a good sound. Run it in, but leave it loose because you need to have some wiggle on this. Right now I got my knee supporting it and I have an assistant on the other side. Alright, did you get yours in?
No, I need to find the hole.
Okay. That thing does bind up pretty quick, doesn't it? Alright, I guess we'll go up top. That's why I said leave them loose, because you're going to have to wiggle a bit. Oh, there's a good sound. Be prepared to have a little bit of a fight here, because you're making steel bend, and it's about 35 degrees right now, so our steel is not going to be none too happy to bend. So we wiggle and wiggle and wiggle some more. Okay, so that one I'm going to leave loose till I get my other one in. But these ones I'm installing, we're installing permanent with Loctite, number blue. So it's an aggressive that just takes a little bit extra girl power and you got it. Now you see on this side we only have one end. I'm going to try to start with the kitty corner, see how well that'll be to draw this in. Now I am holding it with my left hand, threading it with my right. Now this bolt I expect to be a little tough because it hasn't had it threaded in it, so it's going to have some dirt and some junk in it. Okay, so now we'll do another Loctite bolt. This time I'm going to go for the upper bolt. And that's why we leave everything loose till we get them all in. And that's why you do them by hand. I've seen guys do these with an impact. I don't know. I don't know if I would do that. Again, wiggling it again does work. I'm running out of wiggle room though because we're starting to draw the bar in. So this one I might actually draw it in with a wrench. This will be probably the only time I should have to do this. There we go. No wrench needed. Okay, now I'm going to pull my original. Now blue Loctite has a set time of about 15 minutes, so you don't have much time to play with, so do this quick. So again, we're going to wiggle. Try to take some of that weight off. So like how it's gotten real hard. Now watch as I lift. At certain spots, it gets easy. That's my knee underneath the hitch. I'm going to run this down just a little bit so when I go to the other side and do the final over there, I can come back over here and finish this side up. And as you can see, we still have wiggle. Now let's go to the other side and install, and we'll actually get it close to final torque on the other side. So I'm going to run this down with just a normal wrench, and then only get in here one time with the torque wrench. Now I'm lifting it up so I don't put a bunch of stress on this bolts, because you don't want to put stress on these bolts. Okay, so I am going to leave this loose. We have a little bit of wiggle, and then we'll start doing our final adjustment. Let's go to the other side. So these 4 bolts can hold a lot of weight. Alright, so again, starting the corner like we're going to. And a little bit more just because of the extensions. Alright, this concludes our segment on the receiver install. Now let's do our wiring. I left the Evap box unbolted for now. We will be using a grommet above the Evap box to route the new trailer harness through. Stay tuned for the video finale, coming soon.